John Bonham was not a man known for subtlety behind the drum kit. His playing was explosive, physical, and deeply instinctive. He didn't overthink music, he felt it. And because of that, Bonham rarely spoke publicly about songs he disliked. But inside Led Zeppelin, there was one song that reportedly made him uncomfortable, a track that clashed with everything he believed rock music should be. That song was Die Macher. At first glance, it seems strange. Die Macher became a hit. It reached the top 20 in the US and is still widely played today. Its reggae-inspired groove gave Led Zeppelin a lighter, more playful moment on Houses of the Holy in 1973. But for John Bonham, the song represented something he never wanted Zeppelin to become. John Bonham came from a blues and hard rock background. He idolized drummers like Ginger Baker and Keith Moon, players who hit hard, pushed tempo, and drove bands forward with raw force. Bonham's own style was built around weight, heavy kick drums, massive fills, and grooves that felt almost dangerous. Songs like When the Levee Breaks, Good Times Bad Times, and Kashmir weren't just performances. They were physical statements. Die Macher was the opposite. The song required restraint, a laid-back groove, minimal fills, a playful, almost novelty rhythm. For Bonham, that wasn't Zeppelin. Why Bonham disliked the song? While John Bonham rarely gave interviews criticizing specific tracks, multiple band biographies and insiders have noted that he disliked the song's reggae parody feel and its lighter tone. Bonham reportedly felt that the groove felt forced, not natural. The song leaned too far into joke territory. It undermined Zeppelin's heavier musical identity. He wasn't opposed to experimentation. Zeppelin experimented constantly, with folk, blues, Eastern scales, and orchestration. But Bonham believed experimentation should still feel powerful and authentic. Die Macher felt ironic rather than sincere, and irony was not something Bonham cared for. Part of the tension came from the band's internal dynamics. Jimmy Page loved genre hopping, Robert Plant enjoyed humor and wordplay, John Paul Jones appreciated arrangement and texture. Bonham, however, was the anchor. He wanted Zeppelin to sound huge. When the song was recorded, Bonham did his job professionally. His groove is tight, controlled, and effective. But by many accounts, it wasn't a performance he took pride in. To Bonham, Zeppelin should sound like thunder, not sunshine. Audience love, Bonham's frustration. Ironically, Die Macher became one of Zeppelin's most radio-friendly songs. Casual listeners loved it. It crossed formats. It reached audiences who might have found Zeppelin's heavier work intimidating. That only deepened Bonham's discomfort. He was never interested in crossover appeal. He didn't want Zeppelin to be accessible. He wanted them to be unstoppable. Bonham reportedly disliked how the song became shorthand for Zeppelin's fun side, overshadowing the band's darker, heavier achievements. It's important to clarify something. John Bonham didn't hate the song in anger. He hated what it represented. To him, Die Macher symbolized a moment when Zeppelin flirted with being clever instead of being dangerous. And Bonham believed danger was essential to rock music. This philosophy is why his most legendary performances came from songs that felt monumental, not playful. Legacy and perspective. Today, Die Macher is often defended as proof of Led Zeppelin's versatility. And that's fair. It shows a band unafraid to break expectations. But understanding Bonham's discomfort gives the song a deeper context. It reveals a drummer who cared less about success and more about identity. John Bonham wanted Led Zeppelin to sound like no one else. To him, that meant power, weight, and emotional force. And if a song drifted too far from that vision, no matter how popular, it simply wasn't worth loving. In the end, Bonham's dislike tells us more about him than the song itself. He wasn't chasing hits. He wasn't chasing trends. He was chasing impact. And that obsession is exactly why, decades later, John Bonham is still considered one of the greatest drummers who ever lived. Not because he played everything, but because he stood for something.